going on, everybody? Adapt here, back with a brand new series, which is going to be the Random DST World series. So basically, it's not, first of all, it's not DST, it's just regular Don't Starve. But in this series, I'm going to be getting a random character, and every world setting is going to be randomized. So it's going to be kind of weird. If you don't know Don't Starve, then this video might be a little confusing, but let's get into spinning to find out what character we're gonna have. Yeah. So this is the wheel I have. I only have 13 of the characters unlocked in Don't Starve so far, so I just put numbers 1 through 13. So it'd be a surprise what character we'll get. So let's spin. Is 13. So let's go see what number 13 is. Now that we're figured out the number we had for the character, let's go figure out. So Wilson is 1, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, did I do that? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're going to be Wilbur, and we're going to be doing Reign of Giants first, but I'll rotate through the different worlds. So that's who our character is going to be. I'm going to do all of these randomizers off camera because it would take too long to do all these recording. It would take up like almost the whole episode. So I'll be back when all this is randomized and we'll quickly walk through it. Okay, now I'm going to go over the results from the wheel spins. So world size, we got large, which is nice, I guess. More exploring. Land branch, most, don't know what that even means. Land loop, default, I don't know what that means either. So autumn is going to be very short, which I don't like. Autumn's usually like the thing where you get the most resources. Winter is very short. I like that one though. Spring is random, so don't know. Summer is very long, and we start in summer, so that could be a nightmare, but we'll see how we do. And day is, it's just gonna be a long night. Cave entrance was, wait, was it? It was supposed to be no. Weather was default. Lightning was default. Frog rain was default. Wildfires was none this season. There's less touchdown, less boons, more flowers, less. So grass grass was set to none, but you kind of need grass, so I put it to less. There's lots of twigs, lots of marsh bush. Default tumbleweed, less reeds, less trees, more flint, which that would be nice for the start because I'm probably gonna do stuff quick. Less rocks, that's gonna be annoying because we're gonna be needing niter to make the endothermic fire so we don't die of heat in the summer. Mini glaciers, I have lots. I don't think that matters so much since winter is gonna be really short. Default for berry bushes, more carrots, so we'll have a food supply probably. More mushrooms, which will be nice for sanity because the green mushrooms will be more of those. More cactus is good for sanity too. Less mandrakes, there's not that many mandrakes anyways, so it doesn't really affect it that much. More rabbits, that's probably lots of moles. Those two are going to be kind of annoying because they'll just be everywhere. Default butterflies, no birds, so we're not gonna have seeds probably. Lots of buzzards, whatever those are. Default cocoon, more gobblers, less pigs, and then default full goats. So there's gonna be lots of beefalo, and then the beefalo heat is gonna be more. So we'll see how that works out. No hunting, so that it's kind of annoying, but I have to deal with that. Vargs are default. I don't think that matters because hunt is none. penguins less. That'll be nice for the winter. Ponds lots. That's gonna probably kill me. Bees more. That would have been very bad, but there's no killer bees, so that's fine. Tall birds is less, also nice. Default spiders, default hounds, but there's a lot of hound mounds. So if we go into like any biome of hound mounds, that we might probably die. But merms more. If we go into the swamp, that would be bad. Less tentacles. If we go into swamp, that will be have to worry less about getting hit by a tentacle when walking around. Default gears, which I'll take. Meat bulbs. Default less Mactus, that's kind of annoying. Default tree guardians, I'm just gonna call them not leaves. And then but there's more of the birch nut tree guardians. There's less Krampus. Lots of Bergers, so that when spring comes around, that's gonna be a problem. No Deerclops, which is interesting. Default Goose Moose, which is the spring one, I believe. So yeah. Then Dragonfly there's none, which is gonna be really helpful since we start in summer. So yeah, I'm gonna apply these rules and then or Wilbur. So I'm gonna start the world. So it might take a second load. So I'll see you guys when that is all loaded in. Right off the bat, when I spawned in, I realized I had no idea what to do because the world was completely random. So I thought I had like no chance of surviving at first. But I tried my best in the first attempt, but I didn't know anything at this point. I instantly started dying of heat and realized that this was going to be a very hard challenge. And I was trying to look through my menu to see what I could craft to help, and I realized that there was endothermic fire pit, but then I didn't have a science machine which was needed to craft it. So I started working towards getting a science machine, trying to find grass and twigs and flint to get the stuff in, and I found gold, and then I worked towards getting a science machine, but I ran out of time because of the heat, and I just couldn't make it quick enough, which was really disappointing for my first attempt because I thought I could actually I was hoping I could actually figure it out the first attempt, but ultimately I wasn't able to, which was kind of disappointing. In the next attempt, I started off with a decent spawn. This time I had a better idea of what I had to do, so I started off a little quicker, and I didn't know about the strategy that would ultimately lead to being able to survive longer yet, but I was still early, so I wasn't really expected to know everything. But so I picked the flowers because they were giving. That's my way of like regaining health, but I couldn't really find any way to like stay away from the heat. So, but then I found a mandrake, which ended up giving me some extra time to live, and then I was just running, and then when I was running in this forest, I started to realize that running by the trees was like giving me like shade from the heat, and I didn't fully understand it yet. But then that's when I first noticed a sign of like the trees being a good shade. Then this night, nothing really happened. I was just trying to not die of heat and just kind of chill. Then I tried picking this cactus to see if I can find like a loophole to gain health, but it was the same as it would be to like just pick it. Is plus 8 health to eat the flower, and then minus 8 to pick the cactus. So it's ultimately dead. Then I was getting desperate, and I just jumped in a wormhole because I just had no other option, and hoping it would lead to like gold or something, and I just couldn't find anything. And this is when I realized that like I was gonna need a lot of luck to do this, and I also ended up dying to heat. Next attempt, I started off a good spawn because there's grass like instantly, which was unexpected because that's usually the challenge I had with this, to find grass. And then I got a hound chasing me for like forever, and then I made an axe, and then I went to this birch nut tree, and I realized that like it shaded me from the heat, and I was like, oh, that's actually like really useful because then I can actually like survive longer. And then that's when I started tree hopping, going from tree to tree, trying to shade myself from the heat, which was very effective compared to like just running around the whole time. At night, I was about to place my campfire and I messed it up and I almost died to darkness, which would have been very embarrassing, but I didn't. And then I just went over, stood by my tree for the rest of the night. Next morning, I was just trying to get some wood so I would I was trying to stay by the tree so I would be protected from the heat. Next night, I was just going to chop a bunch of trees to get some extra wood to get a surplus so I wouldn't have to chop wood in the daytime and waste time. And then in the morning, when I realized that this beefalo was kind of low, and it just killed this hound. And then when it got low, I just kill it, got some food, and even a beefalo horn, which would have been useful if I made it to winter, but ultimately I didn't. Started tree hopping again. By day 3, I was kind of ineffective because the temperatures were getting even warmer, and then I ultimately died from heat and ran out of time because I couldn't get an endothermic fire fast enough. Fourth attempt, I think fourth attempt, I picked the flowers instantly, tried to get quicker, and then I started trying to preserve my health early on instead of just waiting until I started losing a lot of health to get shade from trees. And then I made an umbrella out of flowers, which was like incredible because it like helped with the heat a ton. Like it made it so I could actually do stuff for longer in the daytime and actually be productive instead of just sitting by a tree like the whole day, which was really nice because then I was able to like get further towards getting a science machine and endothermic fire, which was in the next morning. I started to like really push for endothermic fire, trying to get niter for it too, and getting rocks and wood for a science machine. And I was actually able to, on this attempt, I believe, to get a science machine. Yeah, I got the gold, made the science machine, was about to make the endothermic fire, but then I realized I didn't have enough niter. Then I mined this rock, and I was actually able to make the endothermic fire for the first time, which made me really happy because I never thought I would get this far. And it instantly like cooled me down. But then I got attacked by hounds and I messed up the kiting, and then I got a lag spike when I was trying to kite them a second time and I died. On my 5th attempt, I think it was, I thought this was going to be really good spawn because there's a rock biome which I was hoping to get gold really early on. Then I got bit by this hound, which was really annoying because I was misclicked and I hit it instead of like picking a plant. And I got grass pretty early on. I was trying to get get as fast as I could to the umbrella so I could be protected from the heat early on. Then I was able to get stuff for a science machine, and I was close to I got a science machine, but then I didn't have enough grass to make the endothermic fire pit itself, so I had to wait until the next morning to do so. And then I was super low, I was running away from hounds, but I luckily found a mandrake, which I was able to eat, and that made me last another day. Next night, I was able to build an endothermic fire pit, which was life-saving. And then the next morning, I realized I could make an endothermic fire pit and just chill around that for like the whole summer. And then so I was trying to get more gold for that and materials for that. And then I was close to getting the endothermic fire pit, but then I didn't get enough cutstone and I ended up dying of heat, which was really annoying because I thought I was so close to actually completing the challenge. So anyways, that night I was safe. I was everything. I got attacked a couple times by hounds, but I was able to kite them. Then this is when I was trying to craft super quick, and I couldn't craft it quite fast enough, and then I died.